Have you ever asked yourself, what are the fundamental forces that shaped us as modern humans? Ancestral species like Homo erectus were already highly successful, spreading across Africa and Eurasia. Yet they remained very different from us, and far less adaptable and opportunistic. So how much of our story was defined by the unforgiving power of nature sculpting the world around us? What key adaptations and strategies for survival ultimately made us who we are today? How did shifting climates squeeze human populations through brutal bottlenecks, forcing them into narrow corridors of survival? We came perilously close to extinction more than once. Around 60,000 to 70,000 years ago, it's likely that our entire ancestral population dwindled to just a few thousand individuals. Against all odds, those survivors endured the harshest conditions, and from their resilience emerged the billions of people alive today. Calling those simply hard times would be a vast understatement. These were true population bottlenecks, moments when extinction loomed and survival depended on luck, timing, and sheer resilience. Most of the people alive in those times vanished, leaving no genetic trace at all. Yet a small fraction endured, passing their genes forward through storms, droughts, ice, and fire. Our DNA carries that legacy, a dramatic saga of population booms and crashes, of near extinction and improbable recovery. And this all unfolded long before we built cities, long before farming, long before civilization as we know it. Possibly even before social life extended much beyond the family, before notions of morality took shape. Yet these ordeals left a deep imprint, shaping our resilience, our capacity for cooperation, and our ability to live in ever larger groups as populations eventually surged. Imagine surviving the unimaginable. Only then can we begin to grasp who we truly are, and how the severe trials and bottlenecks of the past forged our identity and resilience. Shifting climates triggered population bottlenecks, periods when only tiny groups of humans managed to endure. As recently as 60,000 to 70,000 years ago, it's thought that all living Homo sapiens trace back to just a few thousand ancestors. This shouldn't surprise us. For most of human history, populations were small, scattered, and highly vulnerable. Think of the following. Almost 2 million years of evolution resulted in few thousands individuals, the only ones to survive into the future that is now. Bottlenecks reduce genetic diversity, but they also amplify the traits that endure. They don't just test a species, they shape it. We are heirs to ancestors who carried rare advantages, language and advanced knowledge processing skills that may have been uncommon outside their small group. Those who survived may also have been more adept hunters, giving us the edge to rise higher in the food chain. Today, we see a world with over 8 billion people, an extraordinary high point in our evolutionary timeline. This is an unusual period in which humanity not only seizes every opportunity, but also thrives through social cooperation, often allowing others to succeed rather than resorting to the violence that once defined our survival. But while humanity has grown exponentially in recent decades, and even across the last few centuries, could this be only a brief phase in the long story of our species? To glimpse where we're headed, we must confront where we've come from, and the answers may be far more unsettling than we imagine. This narrow corridor between continents was far more than a passageway. It was a crucible, where shifting climates forced human groups together, sparking new adaptations, encounters, and interbreeding that ultimately helped shape Homo sapiens. By decoding genetic traces left behind, from hominin fossils in this region to invisible fragments of sedimentary DNA, we can reconstruct how modern humans truly emerged, adapted, and ultimately thrived. And the more we uncover, the clearer it becomes. Our very future may depend on understanding the forces that once shaped our past. So stay with us, because in the next episodes we'll journey further into these hidden chapters, where ancient DNA exposes encounters that rewrote the human genome, and sediments whisper secrets older than civilization itself. Follow along for more insights into the fascinating story of the history of us.